Hey guys, Fusa here with Tim King's 30-Day Vlog Challenge. I think I am the most behind, but I do plan to finish it this week and I'm really excited about it. And thank you fellow vloggers for those who have finished. Congratulations, it's been really great getting to know you and I can't wait to catch up with more of the videos and just keep on rocking it. And thanks for all your support, good times, laughs. Some tears too, and thanks again Tim King for setting this up. So today I want to talk about just a little recap of my interview with John. So I want to back up a little bit because we've talked about why blogging is important, how it helps your SEO, how it helps voice your brand on the web, how it helps cultivate online experience with your brand and with fellow vendors, with your clients, etc. And we discussed like the top 3 excuses people don't blog, which is, just kind of spending their times in other things, or they say they're not a good writer, or they say they have nothing to blog about. So we've tackled those, and then we've got really a little bit nitty-gritty with some plugins for SEO on what to do in your blog posts, and finally interviewed an SEO consultant and really asked some major doubts and questions I had, and it was really helpful, so make sure you catch that video. So I want to back up just a tad and talk about actually really setting up your blog. So there are different kinds of blogging out there. There's also microblogging, Tumblr, which I absolutely love actually, and I think some people have really good success with Tumblr. It is more of a fashion and more for youth, but it's really easy to blog, and you could blog from your phone, and then you could reblog, which I think is a really great feature. People can reblog your posts, so it kind of is really good for social sharing. The downside is you don't get your own domain name and you get the word Tumblr in there. But there's been some study of like increasing SEO ranking for Tumblr sites too. What I recommend the most is definitely WordPress. I think they're the best for SEO. Blogger is good too, but I switched from Blogger to WordPress like 3 or 4 years ago, and I haven't looked back. So I really recommend WordPress. But when we say when people want to start a blog, and we're like, oh, go get there's free blogs with WordPress. People get really easy confused and they get the wrong WordPress site. So there's WordPress.com, as John said, and there's WordPress.org. Now the .com is the free one where you could set up. And you could, but it has the word WordPress in the name. That's the one you don't want because that one doesn't allow you to install plugins. So you're a little bit more limited with your SEO and you're relying on a third party, and also with the URL, you want to have a little bit more weight with that. So it's via WordPress.org. Now to install WordPress, you need you need a domain name. Let's back up again, sorry. Go to GoDaddy or Bluehost or somewhere. I strongly recommend Bluehost because the installation part of the actual WordPress is like click of a button, and I like things really easy. Not a huge technical person, although I like techie things. So number 1, go to GoDaddy or a hosting company and buy a domain name, which is what your URL address would be. Number 2, you also need hosting. Now hosting is like paying for the house. Paying for where your domain is going to be at the house. Just think of it like if somebody comes and sleeps over or whatever, it's your house, right? You're the host. So you need a domain name, which is the URL, so fusarees.com, fusablogs.com. Then you need basic hosting per month, which once your blog goes live, it's going to pay for that. Then with WordPress, you have to decide which theme you're going to use. So you could do it totally free, and for a while I had the Furious has a really cool theme out there. He had like 2 or 3 different themes out there. And you can find free WordPress themes online, and you can find some that you have to pay. Just make sure that it's reflecting of your brand and the design layout is great. The one that I strongly recommend is ProPhoto. I think they're fabulous. There is a fee of $200. But they give you like 12 designs. It's really custom, like you really could customize it. You don't need to know any coding, which I love. So then once you have your URL, you have your basic hosting, let's say in Bluehost, then you'll follow the tutorials of how to install your theme. And if you use ProPhoto, then you're going to use theirs. Now, ProPhoto is really easy. Like it took me about 2 days to do mine, or 3, just because I'm not very techy and it took me a while to find where things were. Once I found it, it was really, really easy to do. And that's the one I mostly recommend for sure. No doubt. It's like the best $200 I spent. I even recommend it over a website. Honestly, love it. So then you're going to customize your theme, and then you have usually the header, and they'll give you the size. So in Photoshop or Lightroom, better Photoshop, you're going to resize what you want on top, and they have rotating ones so you could put more images. Also now with your blog post, you're going to have to resize your images according to whatever theme you have in the design. So don't get all crazy if you see your image is too big, your picture's too big, or your picture's too little. So now if you use Lightroom, you can create a preset so you don't have to do it every time, or Blog Stomp app is another video I have done, resizes for you. So you would put, for example, my usually blogs are like between 700 and 900 something pixels wide, you know, the long side, and that's how you're going to have to resize your images from now on. So that is it. That is how you set up a blog. You buy a domain, you pay for basic hosting, then you decide if you want free theme, purchase theme, you customize it, and then you're ready to blog to the world. And I recommend blogging twice a week, and we will have more videos on how to become a blogger more and more soon. Thanks so much for watching. Oh.
I used to play with magic.
I have an itchy nose again.